Hi, welcome to Photoshop Lightroom TV, brought to you by scitraining.co.uk, one of the UK's leading training specialists in Adobe certified training. I'm your host, Marek Mularczyk. Welcome. Last week, you got a preview, the first part of our event we had here in London, Photoshop Lightroom Taster, and I'm going to share with you the second part this week. Now, before we go on with the second part of the Photoshop Lightroom Taster, just a few news. Last week, Adobe has released the new updates for Lightroom 3.2. It's still in beta, but can be downloaded from Adobe Labs website. And also the Camera Raw update, Camera Raw 6.2. From now on, Adobe is going to release 0.2 releases. So there won't be any 6.1, 6.3, 6.2, and then 6.4. All the details you can find on PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk, or just go straight to Adobe Labs website. Okay, I'm also going to share with you tip of the week later on, like we did last week. Now let's go on to our Photoshop Lightroom Taster session. Another amazing new feature in Lightroom 3 is the ability to import videos from digital SLR cameras. But there's another one I want to show you. You photographers, you studio photographers or portrait photographers, right? Okay. Lightroom 3 can shoot tether from your camera into Lightroom. This is probably one of the best features in Lightroom 3. Okay. Now, you may say, okay, I know that. We could do it with Lightroom 2 already. Yes, I was doing it in Lightroom 2. But it's never been easier. With Lightroom 2, you could shoot tethered straight from the camera into Lightroom. But first of all, you had to install all the software that comes with your camera. For Canon users, it meant 600 megabytes of software, 6 or 7 applications. With Lightroom 3, you don't have to install anything. I'll just show you. File, tethered capture, start tethered capture. Okay. Session name, I'll just leave it. Studio session. How do I want to name the files? I'll just leave it. We could spend all day talking about that. Location, I'll import them into my pictures folder. Okay. Metadata, I've created metadata, a preset of metadata with all the corporate information and so on. The same information can be applied when you import images using import feature. Okay, I'll just press OK. It even recognizes my camera, Canon EOS 7D. I didn't install anything on the computer. Don't have any Canon software installed. Right? Okay, let's see if it works. Right. Okay. If you don't think this is amazing, go home. Right? Okay. Now, it gets even better. You probably want to see them bigger. So what I'll do, I'll go into the loop view so I can see the images bigger. Okay. I'll also get rid of some of the panels. I'll use F5 to remove the top panel, F6 the bottom panel, F7 the left panel, F8 the right panel. Okay. Right. Okay. Another one. It takes a while because I shoot raw, and images like 20 megabytes each or 30. Okay. Amazing for portrait photographers. I know it's not the best quality. Okay. Right. I can also shoot remotely from Lightroom. Okay. I didn't touch my camera. Magic.
Does it work with live view as well now?
Live view on a camera?
Yeah.
Oh, hard to say. I don't use live view.
No, I don't know. My camera doesn't have live view as well. But
I don't use live view on a camera.
Yeah, but since you can shoot from Lightroom.
Yeah. It just uses your camera to take photographs. Okay. If you have loads of money, you can buy a wireless transmitter for your camera, so you can put it anywhere you want. Or you can use the cable. I just got a 2-meter cable. I bought from a well-known auction site for £2. Right? Because the cable we got with your camera is only like a meter or 0.8 meter long. And you shoot straight from here. Okay. I can see all the settings here on my camera. I'm shooting on a program. Also, if I shoot from my camera, I could go manual. I can see my aperture and the shutter speed, right? Okay. All done from within the camera or from Lightroom. And with no software required, one word, one comment here, it doesn't work with all cameras yet. It works with Canon 1, 5D, 5D Mark II, 7D, 50D or 40D, I'm not sure which one. You can check Adobe website and see what works. Or otherwise, if you just go to my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk, there's a list of supported cameras for the shooting tethered. It works for Nikon as well. It's about 5-6 cameras from Nikon, not all of them, but Adobe is working on it all the time and they bring more cameras. Okay, all right. So F5, F6, F7, F8 to go back here. Right, I'm just going to close that. Oh, you need to keep an eye on me because I could talk for all day. That's what I do for a living. And they even pay me for that. So. Okay, tethered capture. Okay, I'm done because I've closed that. Right. Hi, that's me, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the second part of the Photoshop and Lightroom Taster from our recent event here in London. I'm Marek Mularczyk, once again, one of the UK leading specialists in Adobe certified training. We do provide training in Adobe Photoshop, Photoshop Lightroom, Dreamweaver, Flash and Fireworks, sitetraining.co.uk. Now, before I move on to a trick or tip of the week, we're going to have another event quite soon at the end of September, 29th of September here in London. We're going to the Photoshop CS5 event with Steve Kaplan in central London at Foyles. More details on PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk. You can also find all the details on the group, the London Photoshop Lightroom group. All the details for the group. The event is free, but you need to register first because there's a limited seating. Now here's the tip of the week for you. Sometimes you're working on a design inside of Photoshop and you want to apply one of the filters. So you go to filter menu, you scroll through the filters and you notice that some of the filters are grayed out. Now what happened here? Okay. Why are some of the filters grayed out? There might be a couple of reasons. First of all, check if you're on 8-bit mode, 16-bit, okay, because not all filters work on a higher bitrate. Second of all, you may be working in a CMYK color mode, and not all the filters work in CMYK color mode. All filters do work in RGB color mode, but not in CMYK. So check these two things. More information about this tip on PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk. There's a tutorial on grayed out filters in Photoshop. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week on the next episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetraining.co.uk once again, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great week. Bye bye.